What's up guys, my name is Abel. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, starting over in Spain. Now before we get started, let me just address my last video. At the end I said I was going to do a live stream, which I did. For those of you who were there live, thank you, and for those of you who weren't, you really didn't miss much because the live stream sucked, to be honest. There was a lot of problems with it. It was my first ever live stream, and everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. I use a GoPro as my camera, so I don't have a traditional camera. I have a GoPro. Since it shoots 4K, I might as well just use it for these videos. But for live stream, it turned out to be way more complicated than I thought it was going to be. But that wasn't even the point. Just during the midstream, the GoPro kept turning off. I don't know why. I couldn't see the live chat during the live stream. My wife was actually in the bedroom watching it, and she also couldn't see it either. So at the end of the live stream, I saw that people were asking me questions during the live stream, and I couldn't even see it. So I felt really bad that I couldn't answer them right there on the spot. Also, for some reason, the official website for the Spanish consulate, where you can see all the requirements for the visa, which that was what the live stream was going to be about, it was down. This happened like an hour or two before that, and it sucked because that website gives you all clickable links that you can just click on it, and it takes you to the forms you need to fill out. It just makes the job easier if you're looking for those requirements. So I had to look at a screen recording I had done of those same requirements for a previous video, and it was just terrible, altogether terrible. I've been so far proud and happy of every video I've done so far, but that sucked. So I decided not even to leave it in the channel. I deleted it like 10 minutes after it was uploaded. What I'm going to do instead, I'm just going to record a video, like a normal video like I'm doing right now, explaining all the requirements for that visa and what we went through, and I'm gonna go as thorough as I can and be really into the details and stuff. So if you guys are interested in that, just watch it whenever I upload it, which will be within the next couple of days. All right, but I digress. This video is going to be about our monthly bills here in Spain as a family of four. We're going to talk about everything that we spend money on here, pretty much. We've been living in Spain for a little over a year, so we have pretty much a good idea, and our bills are pretty set on the monthly basis. And also at the end of the video, I'm going to talk about our actual income for our family and how much money is left. And again, it varies from month to month a little bit, and I'll explain why when we get to it. So let's get to it. Okay, so we're starting right here on the monthly bills. So this part is going to be in euros, and this part is going to be in US dollars, and I'll explain why later on, okay? But let's get to it. So rent, 1,000 euros rent, that's it. Now this is a little over average. Our apartment is 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and it's right in the center, so it's a little more expensive than what a lot of people go for, actually. And not a lot of people here need 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. So if you're just take it with a grain of salt. Pretty much everything I'm telling you, just apply it to your specific situation, okay? Food, 900 euros. Now this is a lot because a few reasons. Number one, I eat a lot. And I'm not just talking about snacks, I'm talking about like actual meals. I eat like 4 or 5 times a day as far as meals. So I spend a lot on food just for myself alone. I go to the gym and I do a little bit of meal prep. So if you guys know about that, you know how expensive that can be. But actually the biggest factor I think is my girls, they don't stay at school for lunch. They come home for lunch every day. So it's not like in the States, the kids stay in school and they have lunch at school. Over here, since we live about 10 minutes walking distance from the school, and the girls don't really like the food over there, and also it's not free because the girls go to a semi-private school, and we have nothing to do, me and my wife, so we can't work. We're staying here at home. We bring him every day. So that's 2 lunches, 2 snacks, 5 days a week for a whole month, for the whole time. So it adds up really, really quick. So I think that's why our food expense, it's a little more than it should be, to be honest. Let's continue. Phone and internet. This is 88 euros. The internet, I think it's the fastest one they have here for residential. I think it's 1,000 megabits per second, which is the same as I had in the States. So I really have no complaints. Phone, same thing. It's just for 2 lines, unlimited data, unlimited calls and text. We actually pay a little more for the phone because me and my wife have 2 brand new phones, so we pay the monthly, we finance the phone, so we pay the monthly payments as the same as you would do in the States if you would get new iPhones or whatever. Water and trash, this is about 90 euros every 3 months, so it averages out about 30 a month. Light bill, it's 85. Again, this depends on the size of your apartment. If you have central AC, which we don't, if you use the radiators for heating during the winter a lot, which we really don't use it that much, maybe in the morning a little bit, but during the day it's good. So this might average a little more, a little less, but for us it's about 85. Gym membership, 30 euros a month. School, 208. Now, I know that in Spain, one of the biggest thing, education is free, but my kids, they go to a school, it's called Escuela Concertada, which is basically like a semi-private school. You pay for lunch, and in this school, for example, you pay for a voluntary mandatory fee per kid that you have to give the school every month. Even though they don't pay for lunch, they have to pay for that fee, and they also have extracurricular activities. My girls does. My oldest goes to swimming, and the youngest goes to gymnastics, which it's about 35 euros per class, per kid per month. So altogether like 70 bucks, 80 bucks, something like that. Plus the fees, it equals to about 208 a month, okay? Now, if you don't have kids, you don't have to worry about that. If you go to a public school, you don't have to worry about that either. But I'm pretty sure extracurricular activities you do have to pay for, regardless if the kids go to a public school or private. Haircut, hair, and nails. Okay, haircut, that's me. I do about 2 times a month, about 20 euros each time. Hair and nails, average it out. My wife, all together about 180 a month. Okay. Eating out, about 400. This is an average. Some months are less, some months are more. It just really depends on the month, to be honest. Miscellaneous, this goes for anything really, maybe clothes, some things for the house. Miscellaneous, it could be a little bit of everything. It could be more, it could be less. It's usually never less, to be honest. It's usually more. So the total of from here to here is 3,291 euros, which converted is about 3,800 bucks. This is from here to here, 3,800 bucks. Now the charges in US dollars are pretty much credit card bills, 300 bucks, subscriptions, 125, Netflix, iCloud, Apple Music, HBO, Disney Plus, you name it. Life insurance for all 4 of us is about 160. I got mine through the Army, and then my kids and my wife through my wife's job that she was working at State Farm in the States. Savings, we put away about 500 towards savings and investments. And now, Tennessee mortgage and Florida mortgage. Now, we own 2 houses in the States, one in Tennessee, one in Florida. We rented them both, so we do have to pay mortgage on both of them every single month. A lot of you may not have this, so this number right here, this total, it's a little inflated because of these 2 mortgages, but a lot of people that are coming here and moving here do have property in the States, and whether they sell it or they rent it, if you sell it, obviously you don't pay the mortgage, but if you rent it, you do have to pay the mortgage. So I just wanted to be completely transparent as far as all the bills that we actually have to pay. So this is it. The total of everything here is 8,100 bucks. Again, a little inflated because of the mortgages, but this is how much we pay on average on bills every single month for a family of 4 living here in Spain. Now let's go to income. Bam, right here. Now I was debating if I really should show you guys this or not, but I have said before that I have 100% disability from the VA, from the Army. I was medically discharged, and all this is public information, to be honest. You can just Google how much 100% disabled, 100% rating disability from the VA makes, especially with 3 dependents, married with 3 dependents. So the VA, I get 4,400 bucks. From DFAS, which is the Army, I get about 300 bucks, 340. School, I have money left in my GI Bill, again, from my military. I go to school part-time, so I get about 900 bucks a month. Florida house, this is the money coming in. that the tenant pays after the property managers takes their fee. It's usually about, for the Florida house, about $2,856, and for the Tennessee house, around $1,350. Now, these numbers, again, it fluctuates because, for example, I just got an email a couple days ago that the Tennessee house, they had to do some trimming, some cutting some trees, removing branches and stuff like that, and the total of that was going to be is going to be about $600. So even though this is the average, or what usually comes in, next month is going to be about $600 less. So the total of this is $9,892. And a quick math will show you that $9,892 minus the expenses, that is $8,124, it's about $1,768. It might seem like a lot. Do I see this every month? Hell no, we don't. Usually it goes to the miscellaneous, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are familiar with. That miscellaneous can go crazy sometimes. It just depends. Like, for example, right now, next week, my brother-in-law and his family with 3 kids are coming here for about a week. So that means that we're gonna go out to eat, we're gonna go show them around. That's whether we want to or not, we're gonna spend money on that. Christmas is coming, decorations, gift, we're gonna spend money on that. We have a big family between my family and my wife's family, and there's a birthday, seems like every other 2 or 3 weeks. That's money on that. We actually, the reason we moved to Spain, one of the reasons is we're in the middle of Europe, so we like to travel a little bit. So when we do travel, we spend money on that. Obviously, we're not complaining, we're just giving you guys the reality of the situation. So and like I said, the Tennessee house next month is going to be about $600 less than this amount, which will be taken out of here. So it might seem like a lot, but it can go down really, really quick. Sometimes we put a little extra towards the savings. Sometimes we put a little extra towards the credit cards. It just depends. Sometimes we don't have any extra because, I don't know, things happen. The winter's coming, we have to buy new clothes for the girls. They're young, so they run out of clothes like that, especially winter stuff. So money keeps, you guys know, if you guys are from the States or pretty much anywhere, I think money it goes by pretty quick. So this is pretty much it, guys. You got the bills, you got the income. Now, one thing I wanted to touch on is, because I'm pretty sure the question is gonna arise in your mind, how do we get paid? Do we get paid here in Spain, or do we get paid in the States and transfer the money? So when we first got to Spain, I actually changed my direct deposit to the bank here that we have here in Spain. But there's one big flaw with that. So if you add these 2 things together, it's about $47.50, right? But the way that the US dollars has lost its value completely over the past year and a half, and it's continued doing so, I was actually receiving, I'm gonna put it right here as of today's rate. So US dollars, let's say 47.50. I was actually receiving $4,100 every month. I was losing $600 on that exchange rate. Now, at the end of the month, regardless of how you spend it, you're still gonna lose that. But it was just so annoying to see that you lose so much as soon as the money hits your account. So we actually talked to our friends that I mentioned in my last family, we actually talked to our friends that I mentioned in the last video, that there's a family from Iowa, a family of 4, and I asked them how do they do as far as payments, and how do they pay with, how do they do it? They pretty much told me that they get the money, the direct deposit, into accounts in the States, and they just apply for a credit card that has zero international transaction fees. So you can just use it abroad, and you just have to do the exchange, but nothing else. They don't charge you a fee for using it abroad. And they pay everything with a credit card, except for the bills that has to be taken out of a bank in Spain. So that's exactly what we did. I immediately called VA and changed my direct deposit back to a bank in the States, the one that we had, and we applied for a credit card that, again, has that 0% zero fee in international transactions. So we pay everything with that credit card, and at the end of the month, we just clear it out. We never leave a balance, we just clear it out. We have been doing that for more than 6 months now, I guess I want to say, and we have never kept a balance, so that's good on our part. And then the only money we transfer from the bank in the States to the bank here in Spain is the bills that are, for example, the rent, the phone and internet, this right here, because these things right here have to be taken out automatically out of the bank in Spain. It's not sometimes in the States, you know, you can just put a credit card or a debit card and they just take it out of the card. Here, automatic payments like that have to come from a bank account with obviously an account number, and it can be a foreign one. It has to be one here in Spain. So we just transfer the amount that we actually need to Wise, which is a website. If you guys deal with this type of stuff, you know what it is. An application that basically like a third party, they get the money from the bank in the States and then they just convert it and then they send it over to the bank here in Spain. Instead of just doing a international transfer or a wire transfer, which will, so you have to pay a lot of money in fees and they take forever and it's a big headache. That way it's literally within 2 days you have the money in one account to the other account. So that's pretty much it, guys. You know how much the bills is, you know how much the income is. Again, so I want to apologize for that live streaming thing. I will make that video and I will put it up, so if you guys want some education on that, you can see it. And for my next video, I can talk about like the integration for my daughters to go to school, from private school to public school, from English speaking to Spanish speaking. Or if you guys have a better idea for a video, let me know down in the comments. You guys know that I read almost every comment and I respond to a lot of them. So give me some ideas and I will be happy to talk about them, okay? So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you and have a good one. Deuces.